I am really, really sorry about that. That's our little man getting his weekly bath yesterday. That's Spencer. I decided to throw that in for a couple of reasons. Today, I don't usually talk about the number of days on my 90-day video challenge, but this today I will because this is day 7, and it feels great just to be 7 days in. So I just threw that in just as a little celebration for hitting day 7, and hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for joining me. Crossed my mind this morning for maybe anybody that's tuning in now that perhaps hasn't seen the other videos and they might be wondering about the content as I start talking. This is me really taking a journey through, first of all, welcome and thank you for tuning in. And this is me taking a journey down memory road and through a time in my life that really defines where I'm at now in my life. Funnily enough, it led to that, and it's very much directed with passion and vision and in where I'd like my life to be. So thanks for joining on this journey. Just to jump in where I left off yesterday, I was speaking about the Mediterranean and the amazing experiences I had there. I was assigned there for I think about 3 contracts, so with vacations it was probably about 2 years. Timelines are a little bit hazy right now, when keeping in mind I started in '94. The journey continued from there, and just to finish off with my experiences in the Mediterranean, I received a really lovely message yesterday from one of our community. Yesterday I'd been talking about Venice and the impressions I had of it, and it was just so lovely for somebody within the community to share that Venice also held some special memories for them, and a specific recollection they had was sitting in Venice drinking a coffee, drinking an espresso or a cappuccino. I think it was an espresso, and that just put a smile on my face, because out of all of the experiences I've had, and I've been so blessed to have had so many through my travels, that exact thing still remains so special for me. Particularly because while I was stationed in Europe and in the Mediterranean, I was very, very lucky to bring my mum on a cruise. And one of the very special things that we did was, the ship was in Venice, and it was one evening. It was later in the evening. I think it was about, the ship was spending a couple of nights there, and we were staying there, yeah, for a couple of nights. And we decided at about 8 o'clock in the evening to stroll off the ship and just go for a walk. We weren't planning to go out, we'd had dinner on the ship, and we were just going to go off and go for a stroll. And we found ourselves sitting in St. Mark's Square, and it was about 9 o'clock at night, and we ordered our cappuccinos, and there was a 4-piece orchestra. It was an outdoor patio, those of you who've been to St. Mark's Square. And we were sitting there with the cappuccinos listening to this 4-piece orchestra, and it was magical. It was just one of those really special memories between myself and Mum that stayed with me for many, many years, even to this day. That's another part of the journey that I will talk about in a later video, but for so many reasons added to that particular experience, that evening that we just happened to stroll off the ship and have this magical evening, that became more and more special as a memory as the years went on. So I'll talk about that in a later video, but I just wanted to share that memory. Before I get into the next part of the journey, just want to shout out to my referral mentor, James Hancock's. I did a little bit of research yesterday, the day before, and I was able to pull up, James is about 19 months into his journey and is just doing amazingly well. And I managed to pull up some of James's earlier 90-day video challenge postings. And when I started watching through them, I was just smiling, laughing. They were amazing. I encourage you to take a look if you're interested to see people's travel journeys. When I started watching them, I'm like, that's me. That's exactly how I was 20 plus years ago. There were wonderful recordings while he was in Vietnam with his girlfriend, and then they were in Singapore, and just the passion and the excitement was just jumping through the camera. They were like kids. It was just really wonderful to watch, and I was like, that's exactly how I felt. Just couldn't wait to get out there and explore. So it was just wonderful to come across those videos. Well worth a look. And I get it, James. You know, James has created his travel, world traveler blogs and website around that. And you know, his why was to carve out a lifestyle in order to be able to travel. So I get it. I totally get it. After the couple of years in Mediterranean, what came about, as if that wasn't enough, the ship, for the first time in its history, the company was starting to grow, more ships coming out. So because of that, they were expanding their destinations. And in, I think it was about 97, they introduced what was called Royal Journeys. And Royal Journeys was 28-day voyages, which are incredibly long, usually 3, 4, 7 day, maybe 10 day. 28-day was like something we'd never seen before. And they were looking for volunteers, I guess. They were going to be extremely demanding. The ships were not going to be full based on the length of the cruises, so obviously the earning capacity was not going to be as much. But around the fleet, they asked for people that might be interested in doing it. I said, I'm in, absolutely, put me in. And the reason I was in, again, in weighing everything up, yes, we were probably going to earn less at that time, but the destinations were insane, absolutely insane. And in keeping with my why at that time was to travel the world and grasp every opportunity. That was my primary goal for jumping on board, and I did. And it was interesting. I googled earlier because to remember their itinerary 20 years later was not easy to do. So I did some quick googling and just I had to write them down just to list off a few places that the ship would go. It had an ever-changing itinerary. It wouldn't do the same one back to back. So just to roll through a few places that we were over my time on that ship: Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, Brunei, Dubai, Jordan, Cambodia, Indonesia, Philippines, India. We used to do overnights in Bombay and Cochin and Goa, Hong Kong, Singapore, Egypt, and yep, I rode a camel in Egypt, South Korea, Japan, and a ton more. So this was the next part of my journey, and again, one of those forks in the road. Did I want to stay on the ship that I was on and my comfort zone, or did I want to get out there and you know, stay true to my real reason for being there, knowing that financially I wasn't going to be as secure as I was. But that was not the main reason for me, and added to that, my career was still growing nicely within the company. That's something I'll get into more tomorrow, and what transpired during my time on that ship. So hope you've enjoyed the little share. Really look forward to continuing this journey together. And once again, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to sharing some more tomorrow. Thank you.